I have to say, I was like feeling kind of drunk at 7 p.m., but now I feel pretty sober again. So You've missed your window for good content. Howdy, it's Tuesday, August 29th, 2023, and this is episode 209 of Due for a Win, the Atlantic City podcast. I'm Kyle Eskin, joined, as always, by Greg Stone. What's good, Greg?
We're back.
We're back?
I'm back from across the border.
Yeah?
We had a short break.
Your adventures in Tijuana?
I did end up in Tijuana,
But you did not go to any casinos.
Oh, I didn't tell you. The charter bus broke down just over the border in Tijuana. Broke down, in quotes, as they guided us to go wait at this little bar and have a drink while we get the new bus. It will only take exactly 1 hour. Anyways, if we had gone the other direction instead of the bar, was the Caliente Casino.
So you went there instead of the bar, right?
I should have gone. I could have seen Mexican slots.
It would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have been great. Alas, did not happen. But now I'm back, so...
That's what's good, I guess.
That is what's good.
Uh-huh.
We have Always Once Never, which we didn't have last episode because there was too much trip report to talk about.
There was a lot of trip report.
It seems crazy that the trip report was our most recent episode because the trip was a month ago. It was 4 weeks ago.
All right, so I'm going to confuse the fans and act like I'm the one who did something, but I have an Always Once Never for you, Craig.
Oh, let's hear it.
All right, since we've already done AC's lowest earning casinos and AC's most mediocre casinos, all of which happen to be CET properties.
I tried to spin it very nicely as the value casinos, or I called them low roller casinos. Never mind, go ahead.
So we've got the final 3 casinos remaining, AC's top earning casinos. So Borgata, Hard Rock, Ocean, Always Once, Never Again, Yeet into the Ocean. What are you saying?
I think this is the hardest one.
I don't, but sure.
I figured that you'd say that. I mean, Borgata, I would think, is very obviously the always, except I don't like to be on the marina side. But you can go to Borgata and do lots of stuff at Borgata and still stay not at Borgata. I have to go always Borgata.
I'm a little bit surprised by that, honestly.
I think to say always for the other two would be farcical.
You actually I feel like all 3 of these casinos significantly more than I do.
Yes, that's true.
We all know that my favorite is Resorts, always and forever in my heart.
The thing that I'm really struggling with on this is which one do you yeet into the ocean? Because any of them would be absolutely terrible for the city.
Uh-huh. I mean, technically 2 of these have closed down in the last, 8 years or whatever.
I really like Hard Rock, although the last couple of times I've spent time there without staying there, I have not been very high on it. And the last time I stayed at Ocean, I had a pretty good time. It's so tough. Probably Ocean could close and it would be less damaging than Hard Rock.
The room quality of the city goes way down if Ocean closes, though.
Yeah.
In a way that it doesn't if Hard Rock closes.
The closing one. More than whatever, go to one of these once more or occasionally. I can pick either of these and I'm fine with either choice. I think I've got to go Hard Rock just because I do like it more. My diehard loyalty to the brand. And then I'll yeet Ocean into the ocean. Be one with the ocean. But it's very tough because I did like my Ocean experience last time I went.
You did enjoy it when you and Dave were there?
I mean, there were things I didn't like about it.
Right. Despite your bar experience, late at night.
Yeah, my drinking experience late at night. My sports bar experience with the drunken weirdos.
Right.
But I do think it's a very nice property and a very nice casino. And I don't know. I always love Hard Rock, but I haven't loved it as much the last couple times I've just stepped foot in it. But I'm still going to go Hard Rock. I'm sticking with my gut. Borgata always, Hard Rock once, Ocean into the ocean.
Yeah. You have the question, is it incredibly easy for you? Just because I want to preempt you the entire episode.
Yeah.
No, it's actually not that easy. Borgata is my always, I think, as well. I do like Borgata a lot. I haven't loved it as much the last couple of times I went.
Moving the video poker sucks, because that's where I usually spend all my time.
I do want to stay there sometime in a water club room.
Sorry, MGM Tower.
MGM Tower room, yes. That would be nice. I think it's still better. I mean, it's obviously more important than Hard Rock and Ocean. I think it's still a better property than those two. I think for my enjoyment of the city, it brings more to it. So that has to be always. Hard Rock and Ocean is tough. So, we talked about my stay at Hard Rock last episode, and it is a very nice property. And not only that, they did so many things so well while I was there. And it was all the hard stuff, how fast can you move the check-in line, at prime check-in time, which they did incredible at. How nice was the room? It was actually very nice. These are the things that are tough to get right. And then it's the easy things, when are your tables open? What timings are there? Are there drinks being sent around? The answer was we're just going to have no tables open and there's going to be no drinks for anyone. That ruined the experience for me, so much. And it's they need to hire a couple more people and that would have been fixed. So I don't know. I feel it's an easy thing to fix and get right, but it wasn't right. And I've never had those specific problems at Ocean, so I would say Ocean kind of once more and Hard Rock never again. But Hard Rock, it was a nicer property than I was giving it credit for before I stayed there last trip.
So you're off your full hater status of...
I'm off it. If they do a couple things a little bit better, it would be legitimately a very nice property.
Borgata, weirdly, I think they've downgraded their restaurants somewhat.
I think they have too. I think they've downgraded a lot of their stuff. They've downgraded their restaurants. They've downgraded their points earning potential or whatever. They've downgraded a bunch of stuff over the last few years.
But it's still, far ahead of pretty much every other property. But
they yelled at my wife for
that's a good point.
$15 bet for not having a card.
Into the Ocean, Borgata yelled at Kyle's wife.
Indeed.
All right, so you went always Borgata, once Ocean?
Yeah. I want to maybe stay at Ocean sometime soon, one more time, and give it another chance. I mean, I was a bit turned off because of how awful my comps are now when I felt like I gave them a bunch of play in a way I don't really understand. But these things happen from time to time.
That's true.
I mean, last time you earned far more tier credits than me at Tropicana, which I felt was preposterous at the time and still think is a little bit preposterous. So... these things are a little bit random.
My rates are exactly the same, totally unchanged. So apparently it didn't do me any good. So that's Always Once Never. We have no more casinos left for Always Once Never topics.
We could always do Blast to the Past casinos, Trump Plaza, Atlantic Club. What was another casino that was open? Because there used to be 12, right?
Sands.
When we started doing this. No, that was before our time.
Oh, places that we've actually been.
Yeah. That's not been repurposed. Wasn't there 12 when we started doing the...
Sounds right.
Oh, Showboat. Of
yes.
course, I'm an idiot. Ooh, that'll be a good one. All right, let's pencil it in for episode 210. I think that'll be a good one.
I have a couple others to bring up of current things.
It's not that good because we all know which casinos being yeeted into the ocean. But I think the always and once could be interesting.
I'll make a note of it.
All right.
We have news. Two news items. They were huge news.
One of them was certainly huge news a month ago for reasons I don't fully understand.
They both got a ton of traction in
really?
The Everything AC Casinos Facebook group.
I didn't see anything about the second piece, but...
Okay. Wow, you didn't see anything about the second piece. No, that had a ton. So the first one is that the Bally's pool, as of August 4th, 21 and up. So no more kiddos in the pool. I'll link to an Anthony G. Atrino article on NJ.com that quotes Michael Monty, general manager of Bally's Atlantic City. After receiving many complaints, Bally's changed its pool accessibility to guests 21 years or older, and it has been well received. Are you boycotting Bally's now? Or are you going every single time because you can finally get away from these kids that everyone brings to the casinos?
I really don't care. I mean, I've talked about how I have brought my kids to the casinos, and we went to the Hard Rock pool, which is, by the way, just an awful pool. But they let my kids go there, so that was good. I certainly won't be bringing my family to Bally's, but I don't really care. I mean, they can do what they want as long as it's clear and everyone who is trying to stay there with a family knows about the policy before making that decision. It's okay with me. I don't have any strong feelings about it either way.
Yeah, me neither.
It seems a little bit silly to me. I don't know if this is actually good business for them or not, but if they say it is, they would know better than me.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a small pool at Bally's. I can't imagine that it makes that much of a difference.
How many big, wild parties are happening at the Bally's pool anyway? None, right?
The real question is if, they have even 3 reasonably high-level gamblers in their system who are like, hey, it would be really nice to use that pool without a bunch of kids around, then it's worth it for them.
Probably.
Because the people who are bringing their kids sure aren't spending much money in the casino.
Right.
I don't know. I don't think it affects much. I think there was a lot of, takes on this in a lot of different directions.
There's a lot of press about it.
Well, the water park just opened and it's supposed to be all family friendly, and now this is 21 plus.
It's ruining Atlantic City being such a family friendly destination, which it surely was before the Bally's made this policy change.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it's just unrelated. Yeah. I don't think this is big news, and I was kind of really surprised that it got much traction.
I agree with you.
How many people that had a reaction to this even have ever
been to the Bally's pool?
But I think anytime you bring up kids going to Atlantic City casinos, you get violent, but you get a strong reaction.
The Vegas blogosphere enough to know that.
I don't know. We've already given it more airtime than it deserves.
All right.
This next thing, though, we could talk for hours.
According to the Golden Nuggets website, they have begun charging for parking. It's now $10. Self-parking is still free for billionaire, elite, and chairman cardholders.
What is a billionaire cardholder?
It's probably like their Noir equivalent, like super
invite
secret.
Only, yeah.
Yeah. U.S. veterans and active duty military. It's free for premier cardholders Sunday through Thursday, and base tier cardholders can get free parking by earning 50 tier credits, which is kind of significant, I feel like.
That's harder than Caesars for sure.
Yeah. And getting it validated at the casino cage, which is also harder than Caesars, where you just have to put it into a machine and it will print you a parking pass. Even as of 15 years ago, they had the technology there to do that.
I know, yeah. When I started going, I was like, this is great. I was gold. And now I'm back to gold. I've gone full circle.
I feel like the trip that we went to, whenever it was, a year ago, that they decided they love me and they send me over $100 every weekend if I go up there, which I never do.
Golden Nugget?
Right.
Yeah.
That trip I earned 500 tier credits total or something. It wasn't that many. 400? So 50 is fairly significant because I put quite a bit of play through Golden Nugget that trip.
Yeah, and those tier credits can't include multipliers, Kyle. So if you're going on some 5 times tier credit multiplier, nah.
You're not going to earn 10 and think you're going to get away with it?
There were a few times that I went to AC and you were out of town earlier than me, and I stopped at Golden Nugget on the way out of town.
Uh-huh.
And the free parking was a reason that was possible. So
yep. They're going to cry because they're not selling you a $12 box of chocolate or whatever.
I'm sure it was way more than $12, but
I don't know.
I mean, I surely wouldn't have earned 50 tier credits in that period. But the flip side of that is, I'm sure they made less than $10 profit off of my trip there. So
here's the thing, and they would know better than I would again. How many people were parking there and then doing something else? It's Golden Nugget. It's not near anything.
Right. Well, I think
the marina is there. So if you're going to use the marina, it's free, but they own that too. So presumably they see some benefit from that as well, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of the issue is that the state takes whatever $4 or something for every car that comes through there, and they've just been eating that. I mean, did you mention the other things, the card holders and stuff? Okay.
Non-card holders can get parking validated by spending $50 at any restaurant, store, or the spa, which is much more reasonable, I think, than 50 tier credits.
Yes.
Or hotel guests can get parking validated at check-in. All you need to do is buy 3 boxes of chocolates instead, Greg, and you can get your parking validated.
That's true. I mean, I don't think the two of us even spent $50 at Bill's.
I have no recollection of our time at Bill's, so I couldn't tell you.
I went to Bill's twice that trip because Golden Nugget is so lacking in restaurant options. Although now they have Dos Caminos. So, I mean, there are a lot of ways to get the parking. I do think 50 tier credits is a little high. But it's so convoluted. Why are there so many different ways to do it? Why do you have to go get it validated at the cage?
It's good that there's just so many ways to do it, I think, because Caesars, it's only tier credits, right? Although I guess you get tier credits from spending at restaurants, so maybe it's the same.
There may be a way to do it with the restaurants. I'm not sure. By
the way, I thought it was BS at Hard Rock. They do not validate your parking if you're a hotel guest. I was like, is my parking free because I'm a hotel guest? And they're very specifically no, absolutely not.
I think that's common, though.
Come on, man. I'm paying money to stay at your hotel.
Yeah, I paid for parking at Ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, it was $10 or something as long as you have any card.
Yeah, it was $15 at Hard Rock, so it wasn't, breaking the bank exactly, but...
Even Tropicana, when we checked in, the parking thing was not a full parking voucher. It was $5 off parking or something stupid.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It is only $5 at Caesars that you get, or 10 maybe. It's something like that.
See, they're even more generous than other people, except for the 50 tier credits thing.
do you have anything else to say? I think this is, if they want to charge for parking, that's fine. You can, if you're going to go there and gamble for any significant period of time, you will get free parking. It seems like, but it's certainly much harder than Caesars, where you could really roll in, spend 3 minutes on Ocean and get your 10 tier credits or whatever and move on with your life.
Yeah, it's funny because Caesars, sometimes the parking will be like $25 because in the middle of the summer on a Saturday, it can get really expensive. But it's still so easy to get to get it validated or to get the parking voucher. So.
I mean, it's literally 10 tier credits, right? Or it was
15 or 15? I think it's that's very low.
What, $50 through a slot machine?
65. Yeah, it's
60. If it's 15, it's 75. Yeah.
Yeah, 75. Right. Yeah, it's practically nothing. So
right, which it's like really in the grand scheme of the world costing you like let's say $5 EV or whatever for your parking.
Yeah.
Maybe a little more, like, $7 or something. But yeah, either way.
It depends what slot you're playing. If you're playing the Amazing Money Machine, it's positive EV.
It's positive EV to park.
I'm not sure about Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
Any of the 8 Wonder Woman machines at the Tropicana Atlantic City. We have to talk about
data.
Several months of data.
So much data.
Because we skipped May and June, which also gives you all of Q2. And then still did not talk about July because we had a trip report. So we're so far behind on data. And I think the only way to do it is to do a really deep dive on each month.
Each casino
specifically, tables versus slots, month by month, rather than talking about it in the general sense of like how all of them are doing. But very quickly, May down 2.4% year over year. Mm-hmm. You'll be shocked to know that Borgata, Hard Rock, and Ocean were 1 through 3 in that order.
That's surprising.
Only 2 of the 9 casinos were up year over year. Bally's up 4.2%, Ocean up 17.3%. Everyone else down. Do you have anything to say about May before I do a quick recap of June?
No, not really. Wasn't a great month, obviously, down 2.5%. Yeah, no, I don't really have anything to say.
So June up 5.4% year over year, so better. You'll be shocked to know that Borgata, Hard Rock, and Ocean were 1 through 3 in that order. 5 casinos were up year over year. 4 of those up 10% or more. Ocean up 17.5%, so very similar to May. Borgata up 11.5%. Caesars up almost 11.5%. Resorts up almost 11%. Those are pretty good numbers. June, looking good. So then with May and June, we have Q2, which Q2 as a whole up 0.4% from Q2 of 2022. 8 of the 9 casinos, though, were down. 8 out of 9, all less than 5.25%. Borgata, Golden Nugget, Caesars were down less than 1%, but Ocean up 21.6% covers them all to give Q2 Atlantic City
that
brick and mortar revenue positive year over year.
Quite a lot.
Yeah. 21.6%.
It's not a joke.
Any thoughts on Q2, which is typically a big quarter for Atlantic City because it includes June and, May and June.
Q3 is the biggest, I guess. But no, I mean, it's obviously super impressive by Ocean. So what was June this year? June was a 4.5 weekend month. And in 2022, it was just a 4 weekend month. So
you get an extra day.
You get an extra Friday of revenue, which it's not nothing. It's probably, leads to some of the actual it being up this year compared to last year. No, I don't have anything really extra to say about Q2, though.
Well, when we get to July of 2022 had an extra Friday that July of 2023 did not. So keep that in mind.
Oh, yeah, you're right. It's 4.5 again this year. And
it was 5 full weekends in 2022. Mm-hmm. So 2022 had 5 Fridays and 5 Saturdays.
Yeah. It only has 5 Saturdays.
Yeah, 4 Fridays, 5 Saturdays. Mm-hmm. To make it as confusing as possible. And that is exactly why it was down 3% year over year. Explained, done. No need to talk about it.
Probably was. I mean, I think with an extra Friday, it probably would have been slightly up for the year or so.
You'll be shocked to know that Borgata, Hard Rock, and Ocean were 1 through 3 in that order. Borgata put up $78.5 million, which you only have to go back to, I think, 2019 for when they beat that in July with $80 million.
$80 million, yep.
If you combine online and sports, it was the best month that any casino in Atlantic City has ever had. But we don't do that here. We only focus on the brick and mortar.
Yep.
Hard Rock, $53 million, pretty good number. Ocean, $37.7 million. All those seem pretty good.
Yeah.
Only 3 casinos were up year over year. Bally's 2.3%, Borgata 2.4%, Hard Rock 0.3%. Ocean somehow went from being up 17% in back-to-back months to 6.5% decrease in July, which seems very surprising.
I mean, it looks like they sort of had a bonkers July last year.
Oh, yeah, that would make sense. So good luck in July of 2022 and maybe normal luck in July of 2023.
I put together the numbers for May and June, and I remember there wasn't really any outliers. I'm not sure about July because you did them. So it's possible they had bad luck.
Everybody else's July of 2023 is up a lot over June of 2023, and they're only up 8% over June of 2023. So they definitely didn't have a great July. Bally's was up almost 40% over June. Borgata up almost 30%. So resorts went from down 16% year over year in June to up 11%. And Tropicana went from down 13.6 in June to only down 1.9% in June. So some crazy big swings.
It looks like it has to be that resorts' luck had to have just been terrible in July, I think. If that wasn't bad luck, I don't know. I can't explain that. That number is awful. They weren't even up from June, basically.
So we've looked at all these numbers, and one of the things that jumped out at me is a bunch of these months, and meaning 2 out of 3 of the months, and for Q2, most of the casinos were down year over year. So is that highly, highly concerning to you?
No, it's 4.5 weekend month versus a 5 weekend month, and most of them are down only marginally. Only resorts and Trop are really down significantly.
8 out of 9 for the quarter, though.
Again, it was so marginal. I mean, it doesn't have to always go up and up forever. I mean, I know that we would like it to, being fans of Atlantic City, but I'm not hugely alarmed, no. The pie got the very smallest amount bigger, and it has been on a pretty strong run the last couple of years. I mean, if things start turning around and going down, that will be quite concerning for me, but no, I'm not super concerned about it only going up 0.42% and only Ocean going up. Do you want to take the other side of that argument?
I don't like it, obviously, but I do think that there was such a rush to all travel, but for some reason, casinos in particular, it seemed like post-COVID. And I mean, the hotel rates last summer were just insane. I remember to do anything, to travel anywhere last summer, it was so expensive. It was natural that there would be a little bit of a pullback, if only because it's not so novel anymore. Now we've had a couple of years of things being open post-COVID, so I expect that that's some of it. It'll be interesting to see what happens in August, because July, I think, was pretty even.
July, honestly, is a pretty good month, I think. So I checked July. Ocean had very bad luck, and resorts legitimately had maybe one of the worst numbers I've ever seen in terms of luck with table games. Normally casinos are 15, 16% or what you'd expect their rake to be on table games or whatever. Their amount they take in versus pay back out. Their margin more or less.
Yep.
And resorts was 6%. So that's really awful. So their luck, both Ocean and resorts' luck were very bad.
Interesting. Yeah, so I'm not at some high state of concern, but I don't love it. How's that for a very tepid take?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's appropriate. I'm maybe at a less of a concern level than you, because this data is a bit noisy and stuff happens and things have been going in a good way. So you never want to see it start to slow down, because if it keeps trending that way, it'll go flat and then start going on a downturn. But I think we're getting the cart ahead of the horse if we are saying that's what's going to happen.
The shareholders demand constant growth. Good take.
Good take.
Glad I added that.
Yep. All right.
Anything else on the data? We've plowed through all the data. We're caught up.
We'll try to get back on the train of doing the data when it comes out. So, maybe next episode or possibly 2 episodes from now, we'll do the August data, which I think is going to be the biggest month for the rest of the year, certainly. So
when are we going back to Atlantic City?
So it looks like I'm the only one updating our private spreadsheet or whatever still. Actually, Chris is too. Me and Chris are the only one with vacations in there. But yeah, you can see my schedule. I've got weekends I'm out in September and October, but beyond that, I think I'm fairly free.
I was hoping to go for my birthday in October. I either wanted to go...
Which one is that?
Which weekend is that?
Oh, I think I'm out that
21st.
Yeah, I'm gone.
I looked at Borgata and it was comped one night and $89 on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't book it because I'm an idiot. And now it's up to comp in 210. So I'm annoyed by that, which is still like pretty reasonable.
I'd like to vote both because I dislike you and also because I'm not available that weekend for us not to do the weekend of your birthday.
Well, I was going to say I was going to go with my wife.
Oh.
What I would really like to do is go to Mohegan Sun.
I mean, like, I don't know why you would do that, though, because that just guarantees that you're going to have, like, some weekend of misery.
Oh, that's a good point. Like, yeah,
it's a great way to spend your 40th birthday, right?
Or like, yeah, that's a very, very good point.
You come down with some, like, terrible, incurable illness or something and spend the weekend in bed.
Yeah, I somehow get 2-month delayed onset Montezuma's Revenge.
Right.
Which, if that would happen to anyone,
it would be you.
It would be me. I didn't get it. I was like, this is just a match made in hell. Like, me going to Mexico.
You in Mexico.
Can't drink the water. They were like, make sure you brush your teeth with the filtered water. Make sure you don't swallow any water in the shower. Like, how bad is this water?
I actually only stayed at a very nice resort where they, I think, filtered the hell out of it. So I think I could have just drank the water straight out of my tap. But
yeah, the other time I stayed in Mexico was one of those resorts. This time, oh no. They were like, do not use the water.
Oh.
This was in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, so I would like to go in October. Other than that, I don't know. Like,
Sure.
I have almost zero leave, which really is a problem.
I mean, you do nothing but travel nonstop or whatever.
All summer. That was pretty much what happened.
And you already said that your entire summer next year is full, so
we'll see how much of that actually happens. I'm skeptical.
I've been burning leave like crazy, and I still have like more than 2 weeks that I have to use before the end of the year. So
wow. No, nothing like that for me.
I mean, I get 5 weeks, which I think is quite a bit. So.
Oh, no, I get like 3 weeks.
Mm.
All right. We didn't figure out anything.
We should do it soon.
We're going to AC next.
September is good. October is good. Anyway, if you want to reach out to us or any of our other listeners, you can do so at our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/2for-a-win, although I can't promise that I'll be there. Find all of our great content and buy, a version 2.0 shirt at 2forawin.com.
I need to get on that. I have 2 ideas for version 2.0 shirts.
Yeah, we should chat about it sometime. It's getting to the time. We could put out some more shirts.
I got told one of my shirt ideas was too dark.
By me?
No, by my brother.
Oh yeah.
I told you about that when I was drunk in Atlantic City.
Oh, you should have cashed out at shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's fine, but
I agree.
We'll talk. Reach out to Craig on Twitter at 2for-a-win or me at Kyle Askin and send Craig questions to the black hole that is 2for-a-win@gmail.com.
No new emails because everybody knows that I don't respond to them, so.
That's fair.
They've given up on me.
I mean, the real question is, when is the next time we're going to record?
2 weeks from now.
Truly never. Right? Like 4 weeks? 4 weeks?
Are you not around in 2 weeks?
No, I'm around.
I'm also around. I don't see a problem here.
That's what you say. Hopefully, we will be talking to you guys soon, and thanks very much for listening.
Customs on the way through took like no time at all because, it's your Americans going into Mexico. Yeah,
right.
Not hard. Customs on the way back, they were like, we have a special line because it's a charter bus. It takes 20 minutes. And the special line was actually everyone getting off the bus and holding their luggage and going in the pedestrian line. And it took 2 hours. And it was very hot in Tijuana. Very hot.
But there was a dude with a Crazy Girls shirt.
That was pretty great. Do you remember the Crazy Girl statue with all the butts?
Oh, I remember all the butts. Yeah.
It was that, but not the statue. It was like a artist rendition, I guess, in color.
Sounds beautiful.
And it said, no ifs, ands.
Or buts.
Crazy Girls, Riviera, Las Vegas. So that was pretty good. But I was really hoping it would be some Mexican dude, but no, it was some American. He had no idea what he was doing.
If it was a Mexican dude, it would be legit MVP. Surely, do not check this man's passport. Just let him into the country, please. He will be bringing up the quality of the country by a huge amount. Just let him in.
Let me tell you, he has stories to tell.
Frankly, anyone with a Riviera shirt, yeah, you're in. You're good.